How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you a lot of hidden features that some third-party map apps have to offer that a lot of people always overlook. And of course, timestamps, everything will be in the description down below. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and start off with Google Maps. You see, notice how I have a custom car icon. You see, that is actually customized than the default arrow that we typically are used to. In order to have access to this, you do need to go on your phone right here. Click on Google Maps, and you do need to disconnect from CarPlay, but first let's set a destination to somewhere over here. Just a quick destination, start destination, and then you do need to disconnect from CarPlay because it's not a setting in CarPlay, unfortunately. So start destination, hit start, tap on your car icon, and here's where you unlock the ability to select between other vehicles. And yes, you could customize the colors as well. So if you have like an SUV, that's great. You can select it, tap save. And now if we look down here, it updated in real time. So that's pretty cool. Additionally, if you tap the gear icon, let's say, for example, you want a satellite view, you can select satellite maps. This way you can utilize landmarks to help navigate in certain locations. Super useful, especially in places you're not too familiar with, but by viewing it here in Google Maps, you can see it and prevent yourself from accidentally missing a turn. Now, other things you could do in the settings, I don't know if you saw that, but you do have route options. You see, if you live in a place that has like carpool lanes, or you're always carpooling, or your vehicle is HOV approved, like in an EV or hybrid, you can select on it right there to always have HOV access when accessible to save you time when commuting. Additionally, you can also select avoid highways, avoid ferries, or avoid tolls. And you can also prefer fuel saving routes as well. But getting out of here, map color options, you can select between auto or night. So if we select night, typically it's default by on auto, and then we disable satellite view, you have access to night mode 24/7. Typically, if you have like a dark color interior, this matches pretty well. That's how I typically will utilize that. But another thing I like to show you is traffic alert. Typically, traffic alert will only primarily show you if there's traffic, when there is traffic. But if you like to always see this, regardless if you have a destination or not, we exit that route. Now, as you see, we can see the traffic report at all times in driving conditions. So that's how you can have that enabled at all times. Additionally, if there's traffic coming up, a cop is doing a traffic routine and such, by tapping here, you can report it. So other drivers could also be aware of there's a cop here, a crash, construction. And if you live in a snowing area or a flooded area, you can report unplowed road, low visibility, or flood for other drivers to also be aware of. So that's some cool features you could do on Google Maps. Additionally, whenever you do a route and you have reception, don't panic if you forgot to offload it, because Google actually will preload it on your device ahead of time in case you do lose reception as you're driving. But if you like to manually offload certain sections, you have the ability to do that on Google, just like you can on Apple. To do that, pull out the Google Map app on your main phone, tap on your profile, and you're going to have to select offload maps, offline maps right here. By selecting here, you can select your own and just drop like a little square on certain locations. I typically like doing this for national parks that I know have no reception. So by doing that, you always know where to go in case you do lose reception. Now let's go ahead and get out of here. And now let's go ahead and move on to Waze. Waze actually has a couple of cool features that I find necessary for road trips. One of which is gasoline preferences. Either if you're using regular, premium, or diesel, or if you like to save a preference based off your favorite gas brand you like using, like Costco gas or Chevron, Shell, just to name a few as an example. To customize that, you need to go into the Waze app on your phone. So here it is. Select it, and by selecting this tab right here, this should pop up. Go into settings and go into gas stations, and here you can select between the type of fuel you use. I use regular, and the brand Costco gas. So now whenever you go and search, In the category tab, you can select gas, and based off your preference, it'll put regular gas station or diesel on top, as well as your gas brand preference as well. So that's how you can have that setting quick and easy and available for you. Also, Waze is the only navigation map, to my knowledge, that will actually show you your true speedometer right there. In case your vehicle's speedometer isn't working properly, you can see your miles per hour right there on the side. And then just like Google, you could also report certain incidents by tapping this icon over here, where you can report traffic, police, speed trap, hazard, block lane, and etc. But this is actually one of the easiest maps to report map issues. If you set a destination and it takes you to a wrong route, or you have a suggestion that will save a lot of time, you can also issue map issues right over there. And then if you have some bookmark locations, you can select here, which will show you all your locations right there in a simple format, but not as well as Apple Maps, which you'll see in a little bit. Now, still back in the settings, as I was showing you earlier, you can also add avoid tolled or HOV passes, and will give you access to basically everything around the world that's HOV approved for your state. But that's Waze in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and move on to Apple Maps now. So Apple Maps actually has some cool functionalities, because unlike other third-party map apps, Apple Maps is the only one that actually has gesture controls. Because yes, we can move our maps around, but typically when you zoom in or zoom out on third-party apps, you have to use the arrows. You can still do that on Apple Maps, but by double tapping the screen, you can slide your finger to go zoom in and zoom out like so. Really easy if you're driving the car and also trying to like see what's around you. You could just do this and view the map in real time. Additionally, by selecting here, and we select our pin locations, you can select as many pin locations as you want, so you have quick access to start navigation just like this. So it's definitely beneficial to bookmark some of these locations you frequently go to. But if I go ahead and select one, let's say for example, I'm shopping for something in particular, but I'm unable to go on Google to see the business location, or business phone number I should say, to call them directly. Well, by simply just starting a location or starting navigation, if it's a business that's available on Google or Yelp, you could just literally call them right here, which is kind of cool. Now let's go ahead and set this destination. And let's say for example, we are meeting up with a friend, either dinner reservations, a date, or a group of friends. Select share ETA. You can select their contact information right there, and then in real time they'll see your live location, and if there's traffic, it'll actually adjust to your ETA time. So there's 5-minute delay, they'll be aware of it, so this way they're not texting you or bugging you as you're driving. Where you at, bro? You know, they can monitor that in real time. You don't have to worry about it, and once you arrive at your location, it'll stop sharing your location. It will tell your friend you have arrived, and they'll be able to see the time as well when you arrived. It does this all automatically. Super useful, a massive game changer when Apple added this feature. Now, another thing I like to cover in Apple Maps is Apple Maps, to my knowledge, is the most accurate when it comes to red light cameras. Something I like about Apple Maps, and I don't think other maps have this ability, at least from my experience. Apple Maps has you covered when it comes to like red light cameras and stuff like that. It actually will alert you. Now, this next one are bonuses, and this applies on Apple Maps, Google, and Waze. You know, whenever you set destination, so I'm going to go ahead and do Ashley first, or one more, and select here. I'm going to use the voice, right? If I select the voice,
proceed to Rockland Commons, then turn left.
You can adjust the audio of the navigator in real time. So long as they're speaking, you could adjust the volume separate from your media volume. So right now it says media, but whenever this guy's talking,
proceed to Rockland Commons, then turn left.
I could adjust the navigation by audio, something a lot of people don't know about. Additionally, another thing a lot of people don't know about is moving these icons. You see, unlike your iPhone, long holding doesn't accomplish anything. If you like to customize these icons, move them around to your own personal preference, you need to go in your iPhone settings, right in here, go in general, and go down to CarPlay, and scroll down to the vehicle you are connected to, hit home screen icon customize, and in here you have the ability to rearrange them, delete them as well, or re-add them all the way to the very bottom if you like. So here I'm actually going to go ahead and rearrange some of the things, and in real time it updated. So that's how you can rearrange your icons. Additionally, if you like your car modes to automatically be enabled, that's why you see a little leaf right there, you could customize that by going into your settings and go into drive focus. By having this enabled, as soon as your car connects to CarPlay, it will automatically switch your phone focus mode as well as your Apple Watch to drive focus mode. So if your friend's trying to call you or get a hold of you, they will see in the text message app that you are driving. And then once you park and done driving, you'll receive that text message. But they can also override it in case of an emergency, as they'll see a send anyways option. And then if you like to customize the focus mode icon, it's as easy as going on your iPhone settings, scroll down to focus, and select the focus mode, tap edit, and you have all these different icons to choose from if you like to select between a different icon, as well as change the color as well. And just like that, now you know all the cool features that you need to know when it comes to having a fun road trip. So next time when you're driving, now you know some cool things you could do to customize your own personal preference. But if you like to watch more CarPlay stuff, where I show you everything from A to Z, as well as some tips and tricks and hidden features, I go in greater detail in this video over there. And yes, I also show you a clever way to disable the autoplay media ability when you get in your car. You know, whenever you start your vehicle, it immediately starts playing whatever you were last listening to. I show you a clever way to disable that in that video over there. Other than that, thank you so much for watching.